Okay, people, so here we are with Aeon's End Legacy that we are going to run the whole campaign for you guys. We've got Jeb and Mickey and Gary, and so I'm going to read you the prologue so you can get a little bit of the story, and warning number 18 plus.
Oh, yeah.
This is a legacy game. If you've never played a legacy game, the game evolves as you play. There are all kinds of secret parts to the game that you don't see until certain events happen. So if you don't want any spoilers, do not watch after setup. Don't watch any of them. Now, after you've played it and you want to see how we did, maybe that's what you want to do or whatever. But again, each episode that we put up will give you the warning, so that's all you get. And if you watch and you're pissed afterwards, you can't say that didn't warn you. Anyway, so here's the story so far in this. You are not breach mages yet, Brahma lectures as she paces down the line of students, her frail form belying her immense power. Breach mages have protected us since the beginning, since the burning of the world in our pilgrimage into the dark. It was they who founded Gravehold, our last bastion, and if you wish to stand beside these living legends, you must listen and learn. The nameless shall come again, as they always have, and you will need to be ready. You are the hope of our future. As young apprentice, you grew up to stories of breach mages, Brahma, the teacher, wisest of the mages, Desmodia, the prodigy, master of great magic, Mist, the stoic leader and tactical genius, Malistar, the magical craftsman, rebellious, powerful, and reckless, perfectly sum up Zazos. The mages are your heroes, and tomorrow, after your ordeal, you will join their ranks. Each of you must overcome your ordeal to learn discipline and focus, the tools you will need to defend Gravehold. We are nothing without Gravehold. To be a breach mage is to sacrifice your life for Gravehold. When you die, it will be in defense of our city. Once you understand this universal truth, only then will you be ready to become a breach mage. So, we're mages. Almost. In training. And this kind of goes over what I just said. Unlike most games, go ahead.
I thought you said that slip of paper said read this first. Is that before you read the rulebook? Or?
There was a couple edits they had to make.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Just a couple wordings, and then there's actually one card that it says, in the unlikely event that you were instructed to read card E07, that card instructs you to read L19. You should instead read L17. I don't think... so then there's a little ditty about pretty much everything that I just said. This is a legacy game. The game's going to evolve as we play. There's many packets over there like Jeb has that you don't...
numbers.
Yeah, we don't open until we're told to. And then there's sheets there that contain stickers that we don't open until we're told to.
Got some boxes.
Deck boxes that we don't open until we're told to.
Some breaches.
And
some people.
Some other decks that we don't open until when, Jeb?
They tell us to. I think I'll be this archer mage.
I already called it on the phone. Okay, so we're just going. You can read most of the rule books, you can read the rule book all by yourself. We are going to jump into the setup of the game. That brings us to this little insert sheet that they gave you. So they want, from what I read, if you watched our episode on Aeon's End, seems like at first it plays pretty much like the game, and then it's going to add as we go on, so you can certainly go check out that episode since it is one of our favorite games. It is also one of Gary's favorite games, and I think that might have been the game I gave a shout out to Gary, saying that he's the one that told me to play that game. Alright, so first, open the deck open the deck that has the card marked with the stop I, or 1A rather, I guess is what they're doing with that. This deck contains the 9 sets of cards you will use as the supply for the first game. Oh, you know what's interesting about the supply in this game? Did you read it?
No, I didn't.
So you're going to have to make decisions about the supply. We'll get new supply cards as the game goes on. And you have to make a decision about what you're going to put into the supply. And whatever you put in, that's what you take out gets banished.
Oh.
And the stuff that you leave, like the new stuff that you get that you don't use, banished.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh no! Separate the cards into 9 piles and place them in a 3x3 grid, which is like the normal game. Those purple ones are the gems. 2 spells, and then I believe the rest are the artifacts.
What are you calling purple here? This?
Yeah, I did.
The relics are blue and the
Oh,
spells
okay,
are...
I got it backwards. Sorry. Okay, erase everything I
Ruin
said,
the game already.
Alright, next, take the player mats from the box. Each player should pick one of these mats and choose a side of the mat to use.
Looks like they have male and female on either side, and then...
Yeah.
I don't think it matters otherwise.
Guess what? I'm the archer person again.
At this moment, they're all based on looks.
Yep.
Everybody
Pretty
has
much.
the same stuff.
This guy, kind of like this one. They got like a flaming dragon thing.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So I'll go with that. And you pick the...
Yeah. I think that's the... Is that the female side? I couldn't tell.
Yeah. The male side is a dude with a beard. So beard and no beard.
But we
No
need
flame.
we need a pen.
Alright, so what do we do with the pen?
Okay. Each player should choose a name for their character and write it on the name section of the mat. You got a section for your name. And I'm going to be Cutter as normal. You're not going to be something stupid, are you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ambrum.
I want to be hot stuff.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, I could be hot stuffiest Maximus. Is that
That's
more
way
of a...
too long. Give each player a set of breeches labeled 1 through 3. Each player should set their playmat in front of them and line up their breeches along the top of the mat. Arrange the breeches as indicated on the player mat. Number 1's open.
3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Give each player 10 life tokens. Open the deck that has the card marked stopped. IB or 1B, whichever you'd like to call it, Jeb. This deck contains all the cards you need for your starting hands and starting decks, as well as the turn order deck and reference card. So we're going to give each player the listed cards on their player mat in the sections labeled starting hand and starting deck. This is very much the same as original game. And reference card for you, reference card for you, reference card for me, reference card for nobody. Okay, so using the turn order cards, construct the turn order deck by following the instructions listed on the lower left corner of page 8, and be sure to write your names on the corresponding turn order cards. Give each player a reference card, we did that. Banish any remaining player cards, turn order cards, and reference. Open the envelope labeled Chapter 1, The Ordeal.
The Ordeal. Oh, it says do not open until instructed.
Those are nice envelopes. A lot
There.
of things to give you nothing.
Place the Maelstrom card divider in the box for use later. Open the deck that has the card marked with Stop 1C. Be sure to open it from the front. Set the top 8 cards near the top of the Nemesis mat. This is the assist deck, which is used throughout the first game. Do not shuffle the assist deck. Set the remaining cards on the table on either side of the Nemesis mat. This is the Nemesis deck. Do not shuffle this. Oh, they stacked it? That's awful. Be sure to read all the setup and additional rules for Maelstrom before starting the game. So let's just go ahead and I guess set him up.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, yeah, okay, so we forgot that dumb Mickey ordered the mat, so why not use it? I'll blame Jeb because he didn't remind me, and he's supposed to remind me of everything. Since he can't remember anything I tell him, it's a difficult job for him. Alright, anyways, be sure to read all the setup and additional rules from Maelstrom before starting the game.
Alright, it says, place the assist deck without shuffling. We did. Draw the top card of the Nemesis deck and place it into play. So, flip it.
Yep.
Minion, Doomcrawler, Persistent. Any player suffers 1 damage. It's got 4 life.
And that's it for setup.
That's it. And if you'll notice, the difficulty of the monster is a 10. So I don't
Is 10 the highest?
Yes.
Some games go backwards.
I know. I was hoping when I saw the picture in the book, I was like, you guys really...
I mean, it does have 99 life.
Alright,
Wow.
so what, so Jeb set the counter for him.
Is he the Maelstrom one?
Yep.
What is he, 99?
He's a 99. Gravehold always starts at 30. Open the deck that is labeled Stop L. I knew you picked up the wrong one when I... Nope. Right in front of your face. There you go.
Stop L.
This is the Legacy deck. It contains all the cards that will describe what happens over the course of all the games of Aeon's End Legacy. This deck is arranged in a specific order. Do not look through or shuffle these cards. At the start of a game, read the prologue on page 1 of the rulebook, which Mickey already read to you. Then read the first card of the Legacy deck and follow the instructions on the card. Do not read the next card until you have been instructed to do so. If the Legacy deck becomes scattered, I don't care. Well, I mean, I care, but we're not going to do that. We're going to trust Jeb to put it back in the box properly. To ensure this does not happen, once you've removed the Legacy deck from its packaging, leave it in the storage tray. Meaning, yeah, there you go, buddy. Alright, and then that's it. With the littles, that's the sheet that gets you going on the first game. Then we go over the rulebook, then goes over player setup, the supply setup, the turn orders setup, and then we're not going to go over all the rules because we already know how to play, so if you don't read your book.
Or watch your other video.
Right.
Or watch the other video. Alright, here we go. Jeb gets let me read for once.
Yeah, I don't think they want to hear my voices for this.
Because you
game.
already do Gloomhaven.
ones,
No,
yeah.
they're tired of you.
Maybe. Or maybe
All
they
right.
want something new.
Cast your boat. No! Alright, Chapter 1. Introduction. On the morning of your ordeal, you wake to your barracks door slamming open. Your barracks door slamming open. Brahma and Mist enter, lifting a wounded breachmaid, Zassos, from a stretcher and one of the empty beds from a stretcher to one of the empty beds. You arrogant fool, Brahma chides. Zeus clutches his injured side. We need the power, he groans. I didn't know. You have doomed us all, Mist snaps, pressing 2 fingers against her temple, trying to concentrate. Outside, alarm bells ring as an earthquake shakes the very foundation of the building. In the distance, you hear explosions. Mist looks grave. It is here. Zazo's face, white with terror, moans, "No!" Read the back of this card. Brahma and Mist leave Zassos as they rush to defend Gravehold, and you follow, knowing you must do whatever you can to help. You emerge into chaos. Gravehold is burning, and screams fill the air. Above you, a breach swirls, the largest you've ever seen, expelling a colossal orb of blades. Fireballs pelt the Nameless, but its minions are plentiful. You can only watch as one mage is torn to pieces by a bladed warrior. As the flames push back the darkness, you see the bulking form of your foe descending, surrounded by its ruthless army. Brahma staggers away from the fray, coughing and cradling a freshly wounded arm. Read the front of L3. Desmoda and Malistar are holding the line, but we are overwhelmed. You have much to learn, but there is no time to spare. Gather your wits and hold off these creatures however you can. Focus on the minions to protect the breach mages. You must work together. Give them the openings they need and let us focus on the nameless. Each of you are a link in the chain. Do not break. Read Maelstrom setup instructions, then fight Maelstrom and save Gravehold. At the end of your game versus Maelstrom, if you won, read the back of this card. If you lost, read the front of L4. And here we go.
All right.
Gary shuffled, and the Nemesis is going to go first.
I'm going to go Lone Wolf against Maelstrom.
All right, we'll try to point out rules as we go along.
Yeah. Player, or I guess first thing, draw a turn order card, right?
Yep. So this is the start of every turn. We start with me.
All right, so since casting phase is first, but Mickey doesn't have anything cast or prepped, so that phase is skipped, and now he does his main phase.
All right, I am going to prep Spark. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 crystals and acquire the Ancient Kyanlith. And remember, when you purchase a card, directly to your discard. And now I'm going to hold my last card. This ends up going to the discard in any order I choose, the ones that I play. I put those on top. Then I draw back up to 5. Past to, I guess I'll be turn order guy.
Yeah.
Hot stuff is next.
Alright. So I'll prep this like Mickey did. And I will go with spending 4 crystals to buy Incinerating Fist. And that'll go to my discard. And then those go to my discard. And I believe that's it for me. Or I draw up to 5.
Nemesis.
The first thing is this guy goes. Any player suffers a damage. I'll take it. Because why not? We're all the same.
Are there any healing cards out here?
Nope.
None?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
And then we draw a card. It's an attack.
Shoot.
Gravehold is under siege. As apprentices, you are not prepared, but you must fight. If you're playing with 1, 2, or 3 players, discard the top 4, 4, 2 cards of the Nemesis deck, respectively.
Oh,
Place this
so
card in the
top 2
Nemesis
cards are
discard
nice.
pile. Then draw a new Nemesis card.
So discard the top 2
Top
since
2.
we're playing with 3.
If you're playing, okay.
I
yeah.
assume you just flip them
Just
face up and
discard
discard, right?
One.
So we're just discarding 2 of them.
Yep.
Right.
And then we draw a new one. Power card. To discard it, discard 2 prep spells.
power.
It has 2 power, at which point Gravehold suffers 4 damage.
That it for the Nemesis?
That's it for the Nemesis.
No, it isn't.
Somebody suffers a point of
I'll take
damage.
Yeah, get that goes away.
Goes off.
And Aeon then kicks our butt as well.
Unleash,
Crap. What's his
which
unleash?
Gravehold suffers 3 damage.
Is that all he does on Unleash?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great. 1, 2, 3.
Look at it this way. It's not going to go anymore this round.
Should we read the rules for...
Yeah, we
The
probably
boss?
should.
Yeah.
Additional rules. When assist resolves, one of these, draw the top card, or no, when assist resolves something that says assist, draw the top card of the assist deck and resolve it, then place it in the assist discard pile, which is not the same as the Nemesis discard. When the game ends, resolve the last card in the assist deck if able, then continue reading the front of Legacy deck card L03.
We good?
That's me.
How is there an extra card?
Wild.
Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know how we're going to decide right now.
I'm
We're
going to
going to talk about it.
spend 4 to focus any player's breach. And I'll prep a spark. And I will draw 5 cards. Wild.
Did you focus somebody?
No,
No, I bought
Oh,
a
you
card
bought
that
while you were reading what it did. Sorry. Alright, so last one is the wild.
I think we're all in the same spot.
We're sort of all in the same spot.
Except I bought an attack card, you bought a money card, and you bought
Focus somebody.
a
Because
focus.
you weren't buying money cards. I was like, I'll help
Right,
open yours
so
up.
Well, I actually, the reason I did what I did to hold it was I didn't need quite that money, but I was just going to instantly open 2 on my turn, which is going to suck up most of my turn, so I'll kind of be useless. So, if you guys don't care, if I get it open now, then I'm actually going to get a full turn to at least start acquiring stuff better.
I'm fine with it.
Go for it.
Alright. So I'm going to take the turn, and I'm going to... actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and put them all down.
They can't see it. So.
Okay. So anyways, I have 5, and for 4, I can open this, and I'm going to open this breach. So now I have two breaches open. So I'm going to bypass all the focusing on that. The other ether just gets burned because there's nothing for 1.
I don't know if...
I didn't think you could burn ETH.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I thought you had to hold on to the extra cards to draw
You can,
cards.
but it literally says that you
Okay.
can. So in the rulebook, it does say you may gain ether even if you choose not to spend it. So I am going to choose to gain 5, spend 4, not use the other one. These all go to my discard pile. You guys, I don't think you guys can see my card real well, but
You were supposed to resolve your spark. At the beginning of
you're
your
right.
turn.
I didn't. 4, 5. I was too excited about opening a breach. Step 1. Deal 1 damage. And then that instantly goes to the discard. Now open the breach. Discard all these. That's my turn. Well, I gotta draw 1. And remember, you do not shuffle your discard in this game. It just flips over and goes.
But you do shuffle the turn order deck.
That's correct.
So that was the end of the first round.
Oh, we let Jeb shuffle.
Now it's going to be 2 Nemesis on the beginning. Wild. I'd rather have you, because that gets you closer to the focus thing, right? The thing that helps focus me. That's my thought.
That's not a bad idea.
Alright, well, we'll spark the beastie for 1. And then we'll load a spark. And then with 4...
We don't need those, Jeb.
I think I'm going to open my second breach
Ever?
also.
It's for 4 players because the cards for 4 players are double colored. You get to decide which player goes first when it flips. And then you mark it so you know the next time that card comes up, that the opposite color has to go.
Gotcha.
And then I'm done.
That was it for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I didn't have to do that, actually. Because it was on an open breach.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was,
I
mean,
assumed
I mean, it was, I appreciate you reminding me, but it wasn't a
But
requirement.
Yeah, the requirement is they can sit there.
Somebody suffers 1. Mickey's the only one who
Yep.
hasn't. This goes off.
Oh.
Um,
Grateful takes 4.
Grateful takes 4. New card. Unleash and then assist.
Oh, crap.
Grateful takes 3. And we get our first assist.
Oh, no.
So I flip it.
Yep.
Oh. Mist's Fury. The battle rages on and the air is filled with ash, clouding your vision. Suddenly, Mist whips a lava tendril from the fog, striking the Nameless hard enough to crack its outer shell. Mist deals 10 damage to Maelstrom.
Oh! That's a deck. I hope that's all full of mages.
It assists
I'm
us.
pretty-
I know.
I thought it was a
I know. That's usually how this game goes. Oh. That's so exciting.
Cutter.
Alright, I'm gonna prep Spark, and then what do we got down here? That's good. Okay, so I am going to, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna purchase the fire one and that one. And put them in the discard. And then these will get discarded. And then I will draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will flip the turn order deck, and hot stuff will go next.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get used to saying that for 15 plus games, or whatever this comes out to be.
Alright, I will pay... I'll shoot the small guy for 1, and then I will prep that, and spin... Alright, then I'll pay the 4 to... Oh, you already have your second open?
Yeah, I paid
Wow.
4 to open it.
Wow. I was going to buy one of those. I don't know if it's worth it then.
Yeah, I'm thinking just go for spells at
Yeah.
this point.
Although, allowing somebody else to prep a spell after they've drawn their hand, so it comes around and they can attack, is pretty good. Even if the first part of the
I
card,
gotcha.
you know what I mean? So,
Alright, then I will buy that, and I'll stay away from that pile from now on. So that's 4 down, and then end of the turn, this goes back here, and I draw 5.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nemesis.
Somebody loses 1, I'll take it. And another critter. The Crust Smasher. Persistent Gravehold will suffer 2 damage. It also has 4 life.
Yep. Goodbye.
Oh, Spark.
Ambram's up. Is that from a book? Or did you
No,
just make it up?
I made it up for
D&D? Pathfinder? Something?
World of Warcraft.
Okay, close enough.
Guess where I got mine from? Because I'm hot stuff.
Alright, hot stuff. Focus your breach.
Oh, Jeb's awake now. Please go back to sleep.
It's this way, right? Yeah.
There's an arrow that tells you which way to turn it.
I know.
And then with 4... Where am I going? Yeah, sure. Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Wild.
Ooh.
I can deal 4.
Then you,
You
should
can take
probably
that
go
out?
and take it
Yeah.
out.
I think Jeb should go.
Alright, so I will... This one deals 1, this one deals 3. So I'll take the
Minion.
last guy left. And I've got 4 to spend, so I'm going to spend it all on... I'll take another
That goes first, the
You're
thing you
right.
buy.
Yep. Alright, that's it for me.
Nemesis. No minions. Flips card.
Any player suffers 2 damage. Any player discards a gem and then assists.
I can discard a gem if you need me to. Well,
It depends on what people are buying.
I only have 3 in hand, so
Okay.
I mean, that's
I'll
why.
take the damage.
And then you're going to get rid of the gem.
Sure.
And then we get an assist card.
Oh, we do? Nice.
Please be good.
Desmodia's Assault. Desmodia drops down from above, her hands beginning to glow as power spreads along her arms. A burst of light escapes her, crashing into Maelstrom as it lets out a pained screech. Desmodia deals 10 damage to Maelstrom. So,
Maybe they said
thematically, we were supposed to just deal with minions because they're dealing with the...
Yeah, but if
We
we
might
end up having a turn where there's no minions,
yeah.
so...
We might have to poke it for 9
or something.
19.
Yeah, a little bit. Alright.
I mean, they've hurt Gravehold pretty decent.
Hot stuff again. Boo!
Wow.
Oh, it's a co-op game, sorry.
Prep that.
Yay!
Alright, Neutral Wreath. Oh, Neural Wreath. Focus any player's breach. Any player may prep a spell. So, I don't know who's got
I
what.
have a spell. Do Mickey so he has 2 spells to fire off if...
Well, I mean, I can let him... Oh, yeah. Just, I'll do you both.
Am I...
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna
focus
it, and I assume you just put
And let
the,
him prep it too. Sure.
And then I've got 2 to spend, so I will buy a Fire Charm.
Should I... Yeah, I guess I can do that.
All the ones that I
Matters a whole
play,
lot, but sure.
All the ones I play stay off, and then they
Right.
go. Right.
Then they go in any order.
Oh, no, I shouldn't do that, should I? Because it's not guaranteed that something's going to be out.
Well, you poke the boss too.
True.
Well, I was thinking if you prep that one, you put it on there, and then... Oh, you only have one in your hand, don't you? Forget it.
I did.
It's been forgotten.
Brim.
I will prep a spell. And I will buy this here spell. And that's it. That's my 5 cards. 5. Nemesis.
Alright, so just flipping a card, there's no minions.
It's a beastie.
Ooh.
Oh, 8.
Mantle Augur. Immediately assist. Persistent. Gravehold will suffer a damage.
Immediate assist. Malistar's boon. Malistar stumbles from a cloud of debris, coughing and covering his mouth. It's up to you now, he wheezes. This will help. Any player gains a gravity node from the supply and places it into their hand.
Ooh.
Not me.
In their hand.
My hand is full of spells right now, so...
What is the gravity node one?
Any player discards a card to deal 4.
Oh. Well, who
I think I'm
Me.
left.
Me.
Nikki is.
You already went twice. Jeez, greedy. I'm left. So,
So I think Mickey should-
I could get it ready to go if you
Yeah,
give it to
I
me.
think Mickey should do it.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't co-op, he wouldn't have given it to me. Flip the card. And guess what? It's my turn. Alright, so spells first. I deal 2 damage. Because I will use both of them. I will prep the gravity node. And I have 4 to spend. I think I'll take the last of this. Perhaps.
I realized
Oh,
I'm
it's
the
not.
only one
It's
with
not
one
the
breach.
last. You know what? I'm gonna do this. That there. Discard those. I have 1 left, so draw it. Flip. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is now somebody's turn.
Anybody's.
Wild.
Ooh.
Should we want to do that?
I'm good for
I'm
it.
fine.
All right. So I'm gonna cast Gravity Node.
I have a card I can get rid of.
I was
Gary's gonna
get-
go ahead and
Do you
do
need
the,
to get rid of it, or because it's kind of clogging my hand? That's why.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to get
No.
rid of it, that's fine.
Okay. So that deals 4. So that's I need.
You got rid of a spell?
I got better in my hand.
Prep 2 spells. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the 4 to focus this, and that way it'll be cheaper to open next time. That's it from me. And so it goes on to hot stuff.
Alright, get the little dude for 1.
5.
Prep that spell. And then... Oh. I can pay 2 to focus this. And when I focus it, I can put that on it, right?
Yep.
And that's it for me. Gonna be some big damage next turn
Nemesis.
for me.
Gravehold suffers 1.
Uh-oh.
That's not awful.
To discard it, we have to spend 6 Aether. Unleash,
Ooh.
power of 2. Unleash, and then the player with the most open breaches suffers 1 damage.
Okay.
6.
6 is hard to get to
Not coming
for
for me.
Jebediah, yeah. Cutter.
So close.
Or we say cuter. That would be hot stuff and cuter.
No! There's 2 T's in there. Alright, Warping Haze. Deal 2 damage. If you have 2 or more other prep spells, deal 1 additional. So I don't. Alright, so since both of mine are deal 2 damage, it really doesn't matter too much. But because there's no spillage in this game. So the
If I
one
was
spell.
smart, I would have did the 1 damage to the beast instead of the
We didn't
thing.
know. That
Alright.
could have been next.
So
So you're killing that.
so that'll go away. I'll go here. I'll do 2 damage to the beastie, and then I have prep a spark, balancing radiate. So this is going to be 3 since I have 2 prep spells. So I have 5.
Nice.
So I am going to open this breach, and I will buy the fire, whatever that thing's called. It goes first, and this stuff goes on.
Oh, the third breach doesn't get +1 damage?
No, we don't have any. None of the stuff from the. We have to earn all our
We're
stuff.
apprentices.
Oh. We are a lowly apprentice to you. Ooh,
Nemesis.
that's already.
One of these comes off.
And a new card.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Merciless Titan. Persistent. The player with the lowest life suffers a damage.
Oh, I have 7.
I got 6.
8.
So
Oh.
me,
No, I've got 9. Sorry.
right?
Persistence when it comes around, right?
It will be.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, you're.
But yeah, he's got 10 life, so he's going to be hard to...
Well, when I said 6, I meant I had 6 that I'm going to deal on my
Oh,
turn.
nice.
So,
And I'm up. And I spark for 1 point of damage. Let's go for you. I only have 2. I have a spell I can buy, right?
yep.
Why not? Why not? Focus any player's breach. To me or you, right? Go ahead. Keep reaching for it. Any player may prep a spell. Go for it. And I'll prep my 2 spells.
That gives me 8 damage to
Oh, nice.
throw at him.
And that's it for me.
Crap.
Of course.
Because I
So
shuffled.
this goes
Can't
off.
even make fun of Jeb. Shoot.
Unleash, which is 3
3.
damage to that. The player with the most open breaches, which is Mickey, suffers 1 damage.
That's not good because now I'm
Ooh,
going to
he's
take
gonna
damage
take
from
the
that
damage
too.
from him.
Shoot.
Mickey's going to suffer 1 damage.
Oh my. This is not good.
Unleash twice, so 6 more damage. The player with the fewer open breaches suffers 2 damage.
Oh, that's me.
It's
'cause
either of us.
So
Oh,
you get to
I've never...
Oh, holy crap.
So how many?
2 damage. And then we get an assist.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe. There's probably one bad one in there somewhere.
The archer heals. Zaxos arrives. Zaxos appears beside you, one hand clutching his wounded side. I can fix this, he yells. He lashes solid black energy from his shadow across Maelstrom's shell. Doubled over with pain, Zaxos stumbles through a breach and vanishes from battle. Zaxos deals 10 damage to Maelstrom. Only 3 left.
This is getting low too.
So we definitely have to deal damage to him
Yeah.
unless something pops up there that finishes him off.
Should I go? Since
Yeah,
a
probably.
ton of damage to him.
Yes. Because Mickey wants to live.
Alright, so
It's just-
3, 6, 8 damage.
Even 1 left.
And then I've got 4 to spend. Ooh. Should I take the last incinerating? I don't know if it's even worth trying to get economy.
Why don't you
anymore.
open
I don't think
another
it's worth
breach
economy.
so you don't have to worry
Oh,
about
yeah.
focusing?
Alright, so I'll pay 2 to open it. And then I'll just hold these.
Okay. And next is Ambrim.
Okay, well, we can
Yeah.
spark this guy for 1.
Oh, thank you.
And then I deal 3 points to the boss. Prep that same spell back, and I will spend my 4 on. And we'll just keep doing Incinerating Fist over and over again. 2,
Yeah, that 3 damage one. That's nice.
4, 5.
Nemesis.
Immediate.
Immediately assist. Draw and resolve a new Nemesis card. Tower 4. Assist. And what? Demote. Oh, this card.
Desmodia deals 40 damage?
To Maelstrom.
So we want that to go off.
Oh, so that's a good card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So first we
I
get
was
an
just
assist.
taking forever for it to come through.
Yep.
Hey, Desmodia's plan. How convenient. The next time you see Desmodia, she is fully glowing. A sparkling pattern seems to lift off her skin, lighting the rubble around her. Her body is encased in swirling energy as she lifts off the ground. Keep holding, apprentices. My attack is nearly ready. Just a few moments longer. Maybe even 4 turns longer.
Perhaps.
So she deals no damage.
No, but she's going to deal 40.
But we draw
I
and
know.
resolve a new nemesis.
Crap.
Unleash! Any
Ooh.
player suffers 4 damage.
Not me. Not me.
I think that's me.
You sure?
I have.
There's only 7 left.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we gotta finish the scene, I
Oh my
guess.
gosh.
Turn order.
Got her.
Okay.
Good. Nemesis is gone twice.
I will spark the big bad and spark the big bad.
For 2?
Yes. I will ready gravity node.
Oh yeah.
I will 4 to spend. I'll just take this one. So that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Should be hot stuff.
It should
Neural Wreath. I guess Gary, I'll focus your breach.
be. Okay.
And who thinks they have the strongest spell in hand that they want to put down?
We've got an alright spell.
Mine.
Not that great.
Yeah, if
All
he's
right,
got
go for it.
better than if he's got better than basic, you probably might as well do it.
It's not amazing.
I think.
It's 2 points.
All right, then I will generate 4 and only spend 3 to buy that, and that's it for me.
I need an app for
Ready?
that. I hate shuffling 6 cards.
Oh, look, they put me on top.
How convenient.
Ooh, alright, I'm going to... do I want to do that?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Maybe.
I can discard if need be. Wait, do I? Yeah, I guess I can. I don't know.
I can discard if you can't.
I don't know how big of a deal 1 damage is.
Oh, I can get rid of crystals.
Alright, I'll do it. So deal 4 to the big man. Prep,
It's down to 58.
prep 2.
Or 18.
And I have 4 to spend. I'm not gonna spend it. I'm just gonna hold them and draw 2.
Draw 1.
3 cards. Draw 2.
Oh, 4 to spend. I thought you had 4 basics. Sorry. Hey, it's me. I'm hot. Alright, put down a 3, put down a 1. And not much else I can do. I will spend the 2 to get the last one, and that'll be it for me.
Nemesis.
Yay, that goes off. Creature.
Temple
Oh,
Cutter.
11?
He's a cutter. He's your relative.
Oh,
Yeah.
cut him.
Immediately
No.
assist.
Oh, good.
Persistent. Any player suffers 2 damage and discards a card. Wow. He's not fun.
Miss Inferno.
I think you... Who's taking the damage? Jeb's
Nobody.
got 7.
I will.
It's
Well,
next
when
turn.
it
Oh,
happens,
no,
I can
I
do it.
forget.
All right, Miss Inferno. You watch fire streak above your head. You follow the smoky trail back to Mist, perched atop a crumbling building, throwing flame as fast as she can. We've done all we can. Help Desmodia finish off Maelstrom, she commands. Mist deals 15 damage to Maelstrom.
Ooh.
Down to 43.
room. I've got 5. Should I go for...
I have 4. Who's left? Oh, it's a wild and a nemesis is left. So, what do you have? 4 as well.
Because this is going to be painful.
Yeah, that's
so I think
awful.
5 damage there is...
The scenario told us to focus on minions.
Not big guy.
So I can play this even though I'm not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then normal wreath.
Actually, that helps me out big time.
Go for it then.
Why you?
Because I can put down a 3-1. And
I can put down a 2-1.
Does that give you enough to kill that? Yeah, it does, actually. Did you want to do that?
I don't care.
Okay. Actually, 3, 6, 7. I'll put down the 2-1 instead, so we don't waste.
Alright. Done.
Ooh.
Okay. Any player suffers 2 damage.
I'll take it.
You and discards a card in their hand.
Fare thee well, 1 crystal.
Immediately assist.
Yes!
Wow! What other bad crap's going on?
Power of 3. All players suffer 6 damage.
What?
Oh, so we gotta end it in 3 turns.
Oh, I was going to say, because I'm dead if that happens.
Well, I think we
All
run
of us
out.
are.
Don't we
Oh.
lose when we run out of cards
Yeah.
too?
Oh no, we normally win if the Nemesis deck is empty.
Oh, we
and
win.
these are
Yeah.
The deck
clear.
empties.
If you can survive the Nemesis deck in this game, you're doing really good.
Alright, Brahma's Rally.
This is such a setup game.
Yeah.
This scenario.
This is our last stand, Brahma cries out. We need to hold out just a little longer. Weaken Maelstrom enough so that Desmodia can deliver the final blow. Your mentor glows for a moment and fades. Suddenly your wounds mend on their own. Any player gains 2. Mickey,
Me
you've
and
got
you
like
have
the
the same.
most life.
No, we're tied.
I know.
I have the least.
He's got the least.
I
then.
know. But I was excited there's healing.
I thought you were...
But all of us will die at 6.
Yeah, it's...
Should somebody have 7 just in case that happens?
Nah.
Nah, well, if we all die, we all die together.
We'll win by then.
Alright.
So that's done. So,
This one?
should be a wild, right?
It is.
You want me to kill that thing?
If you can.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6.
It has 7 life.
I'll place that, and I will end my turn. So this is the round that 40 is going to be dealt.
So we need to do 3
We just got to get 3 on it, and hope one of us doesn't die, or Grateful
If
doesn't
one
die.
of us dies, do we...
Sorry, I meant Grateful.
I was going to say, the old game.
There goes.
Dupe and dupe.
Ah!
It's
Oh,
a beastie
what?
with 40
40?
health.
What?
Bladius. Immediately, the player with the fewest open breaches suffers 2 damage.
Oh, Jeff
Oh.
suffers 2 damage. Oh,
Gary
wait.
and I are tied with the
I'll
least.
take it.
No. Oh, breaches, yeah.
Persistent. The player with the fewest open breaches suffers 2.
So I need to open, or we need to open
We-
our breaches so that
Together,
we can
so we can
spread
alternate.
40.
Oh, I'm not putting 40 on there.
Why not?
Because we're not hitting it at
We're
all.
not going to finish it before the game's over.
We were tasked with taking care of the minions. I'm listening to the head mages, Jeff. If you want to go Maverick on everything, then fine.
I'm using my incinerating fist on that thing if I go. Because when it hits 40, we know we're gold, right? Alright, so Nemesis is done. Watch it be Nemesis again.
Hot stuff.
Hey! Alright,
You're not listening to the mages.
hitting it for 3, the big guy, so it's down to 40. And then I'll hit that guy for 1. I'm half listening. I'll put this on here, and then Gary, you can focus your breach,
Yes.
and any player can prep a spell. I don't know if you guys have any.
I would like to, unless
Go
Gary
for it.
wants to.
Go for it.
Because that makes that one more damage.
And then I guess I'll buy this thing for 3.
Gutter.
Cool. Okay, I'll cast Warping Haze first. Deal 2 damage. If you have 2 or more other prep spells, deal an additional. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll hit the 40 guy.
Teacher's pet.
Proud of it, too. And then I have 2, 3, 4, 6 to spend.
Oh. Somebody could maybe draw 2 before the end of the round.
Could happen.
Nemesis.
Click.
Bam. What happens when the one's removed?
Assist.
Oh, so we do the assist, right?
And then deals 40. So I don't know.
Oh, it's part of the story. Desmodia's bombardment. Desmodia continues to rise in the air, radiating so brightly it's difficult to look at her. You did well buying us time. Now I can end this. Take care of Gravehold. The cavern walls are all rocked. I wonder if that shook the camera.
I think it did.
To their core as Desmodia releases all of her stored energy at Maelstrom. And then she deals 40 to it, which, hey, look at that. Exactly
Boom!
40.
And as soon as you get, in this game, as soon as the enemy reaches 0, boom, you win. Nothing finishes out or anything like that. So, if you've ever played this game before, you know that was just a total setup scenario. Like, so set up it's not even funny.
Well, we could have bought awful cards and lost, right?
I guess
I
think it would have been really hard to lose. But it does have the option when we had the card, so...
This says, when the game ends, resolve the last card in the assist deck, if able. It's already been resolved. Then continue reading the front of the Legacy deck card L3,
Right,
which I believe is what you were reading.
At the end of your game versing Maelstrom, if you won, read the back of this card. If you lost, read the front of L4. So we won. You watch from the edge of the caverns as Desmodia faces off against Maelstrom. One bright light against the terrible darkness. Luckily, you managed to do the impossible. Hold off Maelstrom's minions long enough to safely evacuate Gravehold. The survivors huddle behind you, terrified as Desmodia erupts before them. The entire cavern shakes and collapses. Towers fall and buildings crash down upon Maelstrom, burying it beneath a mountain of rubble. Your home, Gravehold, is no more. At least you led many of its citizens to safety. Read the back of card L4.
What do you mean Gravehold's no more? We survived.
Well, the battle...
It's the front.
I know. The bet. Gravehold is gone. Lost beneath the rubble, along with your friends, teachers, Desmodia, and most of the other mages. You recognize Mist and Malstar among the survivors, tending to the wounded. Zazos is among them, his eyes hollow. This is your fault, Mist screams at him, tears in her eyes. Zazos backs away slowly. I didn't mean to. I was only trying to protect us. His words become unclear as a dark breach opens behind him. Close it, Zazos, Brahma shouts. I beg you. Zazos vanishes into the void, his last words echoing in the tunnel. I'm sorry. Sorry. Read the front of L5. Chapter 1, Conclusion. It takes a true ordeal to assess your inner power, Brahma explains. While others search for survivors, you will train with me. Only then, not Jeb, me. Only then will you be able to serve the survivors of Gravehold. Follow the end of game instructions on page 20 of the rulebook. So I'm going to go there and we will walk you through that. Game end. The game ends when any of the following conditions are met. Players are victorious if the Nemesis has 0 life, or the Nemesis has no cards in his deck and no minions or powers in play at the end of any turn. Players lose if all players have 0 life and Gravehold has 0 life. In addition, a Nemesis may have a specific victory condition listed on the Nemesis map that causes players to lose immediately. At the end of each game, players will return to the supply all the cards in their deck that cost more than 0, placing them in the corresponding piles. Okay, all the cards that we bought are now back in their appropriate piles. We reset your starting decks and hands so that they match those written on the player's mat. and reset the breaches to the starting position. Each player finds the card that matches their made from Legacy deck cards L6 to L13. Banish the other cards. Open Insight number 1. Dun dun dun! Stickers! Each player chooses one of the starter card effects and adds it to their card. So we showed you that we opened stickers, and
Yeah,
so
we all got a card, and we opened the stickers, and we had to choose one.
right, and then name your card, and I guess we'll go around the table, tell you what we took, what we named our card. Jeff, you want to start?
Sure. One thing, there's a sticker to put on your board as well that changes your starting hand to match
Right.
the card that you got.
Yep.
And we had to banish a crystal to do that. So, all right. My card is Looking for Some, and it is a spell. Cast, deal 1 damage. If this damages a minion, deal 1 additional damage. Get it? Looking for some hot stuff?
Oh my gosh, whatever. Alright, I took the gem sticker that said gain 1 ether. If you have 3 or more open breaches, gain a life. I named the card Healing Breaches because if my breaches are open, I heal. Which is a lot better than gems.
Mine is a spell. To cast, I focus any player's breaches. And I named it Son of a Breach. I figured it would help Mickey get his breaches open faster so he can use his
Why do you want in my breaches?
Hey.
I did not sign on for this in this Legacy game.
Oh. And now we read the back of this card. Banish the Maelstrom, Nemesis Mat, the Nemesis deck, and the assist cards.
Banishes out of the
What's
game
here?
forever.
No, it's out.
Well, it says unless specifically instructed to go into banish. So it actually does word that with banish. So I don't know if there are possibilities for stuff to come back or not. Open Stop 1D deck. This deck contains your supply upgrades.
Ooh. This one doesn't have the thing. It has a flat...
So you can do it.
Yeah.
Good job, Jeff. Okay, so replace 2 supply piles in the current supply with upgrade supply piles of the same types, so that you are 3 gems, 2 relics, and 4 spells in the supply. Banish the cards you did not choose and the ones that you removed. And when you are ready to start Chapter 2, read the front of L14.
Okay, so we opened the envelope, and or whatever it was, and
The
4
deck.
choices, and...
So we passed up one that culls the deck a little bit. We don't have to read it all.
Okay.
And we passed up one of the spells that we thought was not, I mean, it was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
That's what we did. The cost was cheap enough, but that's what we did.
And these get banished because we didn't choose them.
Right. The cards that we are keeping, Crumbling Compound, gain 2 ether, and you may discard a gem in your hand. If you do, gain an additional 2.
And I think we all agreed to get rid of this one. The Gilded Marble, which is just gain 3, but it costs 6.
Right.
So,
Which actually in the rule book it says, make sure you keep a 3 gem in there. It was one of the
This is a 4 gem
it
potentially.
potentially is, right, exactly. And then we kept the spell because Jeb was going to cry if we didn't.
oh,
You guys missed the whole
there
debate
was a
thing, but he
debate.
really was almost in tears. It was hilarious.
yeah, I was grabbing the tissues. All right, so Bending Beam, deal 2 damage. If it was cast from an opened 3rd breach, then it deals 3 additional. So we chose that, and we're getting rid of the 3-cost Warping Haze, which just deals 2. And if you have 2 or more prepped breaches, other breaches, then it would have dealt 1 more.
Right.
So this is getting removed, and we'll slide this over, put that there. Alright, and then that's the end of
That's
the first chapter, right?
Yeah. So, just one more thing. Making that decision was, I think, a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. on the supply.
They're all good.
Yeah. And now when we're ready to start chapter 2, we're going to read the front of L14.